happens in Miami, Miami. It only happens in Miami. Trail 5.
Well, hello there. I am Siobhan, aka Shay with a C, because I'm fancy. Well, actually, because my mom was fancy when she decided to name me Siobhan, spelled with a C. But I digress. I am Shay Girl Shay, CHAYGURLCHAY, on all social media networks. So if you decide to look me up randomly one day, that's where you'll find me. So I'll get right into this story. I'm going to apologize in advance for all the cuts this may have. I feel like it's going to be kind of long, and I don't really want it to be long. So, yeah. My friend and I decided to meet up one day. We're going to go to Sunset. If you're from Miami, you know exactly where Sunset is. And you also know that it's easily accessible by public transportation. I technically don't have a vehicle. I technically don't even have a license, but don't judge me. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I didn't want him to have to drive all the way from his house to my house, then back to his house, because he was closer to the area we were gonna be in, and it was too much. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get on the Metro Rail. I'll meet you there. My mom drops me off to the Metro Rail station, and I can't even okay, yes, I do remember what I had on. I had on a peach V-neck, some tights, and some sandals. Nothing special at all. So technically, I don't even feel like I should have been bothered that day, but you know what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. So I get to the Metro Rail station and I see that the train is pulling up. And I'm like, okay, yep, definitely going to be in the back. I already went up the back stairs to make sure I was in the back of the train. It's usually less people back there, and I usually don't get bothered back there. So I see the train pulling up, and there's this guy. It's coming up slowly, so I can see this guy, and he is just like fixated, like the train is moving, and he's just looking at me. I'm like, no, I'm gonna definitely have to walk a little bit further down. I don't want to end up in his cart. So these are the last two cars. This is him staring at me, and this is the next cart. I had just enough time to walk to that very last cart. I get on the cart and we go to one stop. Then on that next stop, he comes from his cart to my cart. And I'm like, oh, okay, please don't come sit by me. Please don't come sit by me. He comes and sits by me. Okay, well, not exactly by me. This is my chair, my seat where I'm sitting, and this is a diagonal seat on the other side. He sits in the diagonal seat. So I'm sitting here and he's right here. Can you see? Yeah, you can see me. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope he doesn't mess with me. And I have my headphones in. That is like the ultimate don't mess with me, don't talk to me, don't acknowledge my existence, I'm ignoring you kind of situation set up. So I'm like, I'm hoping he doesn't mess with me. I'm going through my phone, I'm listening to music, and I see him his hand is just, I'm like, I'm not gonna look up. I can see it from looking down. I can see his hands moving, but I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna. And then I look up, and he's still trying to, like, I guess trying to get me to take my headphones out. I take one headphone out, and I'm like, yes. He's like, you got some pretty feet. Like, honestly, I wanted to laugh. I really legitimately wanted to laugh, but I'm like, I can't laugh at this man because he look a little crazy. And I don't want him to think that I think he's crazy, even though I feel like he's crazy. So I'm like, thank you. Puts headphone back in, looks back down. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, okay, look, I cannot wait to get off. Oh my God, I'm gonna be here for a while. And then I'm noticing he's like fiddling around his pants. I can see this because my head is down and he's right here. He's right here. He's fiddling with his pants. And I'm like, this man is weird. I might have to get off this train. But the next one doesn't come for 30 minutes. And Michael and I, my friend, Michael and I were going to see a movie. And movies are time sensitive. I'm not trying to get in on a movie that's like 30 minutes in. Not I. So I'm like, okay, this man is weird. I wonder what maybe he's scratching, maybe he's itchy. I don't know. Just keep focusing on your phone and your music and you will be all right. So this man is fiddling with his pants. And I'm trying not to look because I'm really thinking this man is crazy. And I'm like, eventually, I hope he either gets off before me or eventually I'm going to have to move because something is not right. He's just all in, I'm like, okay. And so I kind of look up and he's staring, not at me, he's staring directly at my feet. I look down at his crotch region, and his hand is down there, and he is going to town. When I tell you the jerk motion was like something serious, it was something serious. I won't, you know, give an example of the way his hand was going up and down in his little region area, but it was something serious. And I'm like, there are people around. There are people around. How is he has his whole member in his hand going to town staring at my feet. I don't know what so I'm trying to weigh my options. I'm like, what am I going to do? Should I get off this train? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here, Lord Jesus, until he finishes. I hope he finishes. I don't know what exactly is gonna happen here. And I'm texting Michael and I'm texting my mom. I'm like, oh my God, this man is jacking off to my feet, Jesus. Oh my God, what to do? And like nobody is responding. I guess because Michael is driving to the train station to come get me, so he can't really even pay attention to his phone. And my mom, I don't know what she was doing. I needed her to just, like, you know how you don't, these people can't actually help you when you're going through something, but just to know that somebody is on the other line somewhere, to know that something is happening to you is so comforting. And oh God, I needed them to text me back or call me or something. So I look up again from my phone, because you know he's still going at it. It's about 4 minutes have passed and he is still going at it. And I look up at him, still staring at my feet, still going, but he actually looks up. He looks at me and he says, "You have some pretty feet." I'm like, oh yes, this man is friggin' crazy. So at this point, nobody is texting me back, nobody is calling me, and I don't want to call out to anyone because I'm like, he might think I'm suspicious. He stopped jacking off, try to come over here and kill me. All these people around, they probably gonna try to stop it, but they're not gonna be successful. I'm gonna just be dead on the train because I don't want the man to jack off to my feet, and then he thinks I'm calling the cops about him jacking off to my feet, and then I die. Like, I'm not trying to die today. I don't know what sense it made to me to stay on this train, but it made sense to me. So I get a text back from Michael. He's like, Shay, get off the train, push the button. The button is this like little intercom above on the train, and I'm like, I'm not about to push this button, because if I get up, this man gonna kill me. He not finished with what he got going on over here with my feet and his penis in his hand. So I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to die. So I'm like, I'm not pushing the button, because that's going to stop the whole train midway. Like, it has not even made it to another station, and if you push the button, the train will stop midway, and the police officer or the security guard from the front of the train will walk to the back. What can a security guard do for me with this crazy person midway? We're not even at a station. What can he do for me but just tell the man to stop touching himself and hope that the man doesn't go crazy, even though he's crazy? So my mom finally calls me, and I'm trying to talk as discreetly and incognito and coded as I possibly can. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. This man is crazy. He's jacking off to my feet. He told me that my feet are pretty. Oh my God. She's like, get off the train. I'm like, I can't get off the train. I'm almost to my station. Oh my God. She's like, are there other people around? Yeah, there are other people around, but nobody's paying attention to him. He's still going. And like, she just I'm feeling comforted by the fact that she's on the phone with me. But he's still, like, he's not going, like, at this point, as soon as he heard my phone ring, he starts going, I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to, you know, act it out, but he starts going really slow and gentle with himself. He's taking his time with himself at this point, because I guess my voice and my conversation is interrupting his connection with my feet, and his penis in his hand is like all too much for him, and he needs to be a little bit more gentle with himself while I'm on the phone. So I'm talking to my mom, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to be as discreet as possible. And she's like, okay, well, call me when you get, because she already knew I was not going to get off the train. She's like, just call me when you get to your station, and let's hope that he doesn't get off with you. Like, did not even cross my mind. I was not thinking that this crazy person might actually get off the train with me. I'm thinking that this is gonna be like a real quick encounter. He gonna do what he needs to do. He gonna be all right, and I'ma just leave. So now I'm like internally panicking. I should have been panicking from the beginning, but like, I don't know. I was just so, I was weird this day. I was so weird this day. So he's going slow with himself. And right after I hang up the phone, he goes like full out. I'm like, people have to see this at this point. It's just like, just, I'm sorry, I'm sound effects acting. In a way, I'm still acting it out. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. He's going really, really fast with himself. I'm like, I guess he must sense that my stop is about to come up, and he wants to finish what he started. I tell you, at no point in this whole interaction is he looking at my face. That one time in the middle of him doing it and him telling me that I had pretty feet, that was the only time he looked up and looked me in my face. It was literally the whole time getting off to my feet, and I was so freaking disgusted. I didn't know what was wrong. I should have gotten off the train. Jesus, I should have got off the train. But I digress. So the train is pulling up to the station, and I'm like, I'm waiting for it. Please, Lord Jesus, don't let this man get up. Please don't let him even put himself together to get up. Like, he would have to tuck back in, pull up. I don't even, you know what? I can't even remember. How did he have such easy access to his penis? How did he have such easy access to his penis? Like, is that a thing that just happens? Like, guys just can just whip it out on command? He had on like dark black jeans, and I want to say he had on like some basketball shorts under it. Like, how you just, don't you have to like unloose the top of your jean and then put, like, how do you just, I don't, anyway, it would have been like I feel like it would have been a bit of a process for him to tuck in and pull up and run behind me. So I'm like, yep, definitely going to take my time getting off this train. I'm going to wait for it to pull up, and then I am going to bolt out. So it gets to the station, and I'm like, yes, Lord, I can get off of this train. Right when the doors open, like I wait in like 2 seconds for the doors to open, and then I'm like, I'm gonna wait 2 more seconds so that like they'll be closer to closing when I'm getting up to get off. And so I get up, and it's like force of habit for me to look back to make sure that I haven't left anything. And like, I guess it startles him that I get up in the middle of his beatation. I guess it startles him that I'm getting up, so he looks up, and I guess this lets him know that I'm getting off the train. And I get off, and he's like, when I look back to see if I left anything, he's tucking, and he's like,
you got some pretty feet.
oh my God, it's just like that was a broken record. Like the perfect, horrible ending to a horrible instance, if that makes any sense. Like, if I had to write it out as a creative fiction piece, I would be like, oh, this happened and this happened, and he started off by saying you have some pretty feet, and he ended with saying you have some pretty feet. Cohesive story. But that happened in real life. Like, it came full circle. Like, I feel like I want to have a moral to this story, but I can't quite come up with something right like on the spot. I'm like, I thought about this before I started recording. I'm like, there has to be a moral. Nope, still have not found a moral. So if you can find a moral or a silver lining, please write it down in the comment section. That would help me a lot, so I won't spend the rest of my life thinking like something should have, like I should have gathered some kind of something from this horrible encounter. If you enjoyed this story, well, not the context of this story, because if you enjoyed the context of the story and was like happy this was happening to me, you are weird. But if you enjoyed, I guess, the storytelling, then please like and or subscribe. And if you did not enjoy this, I hope you clicked off at the beginning. But if you didn't and you still did not enjoy this, one time for you anyway, I will talk to you guys later.